Without further ado, I am going to go ahead and kick it over to our final speaker to deliver a little bit of passion and inspiration for us. Mr. Phil Strunk, if you would take it away, my friend, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Pat, for that welcome. I hope me being the mystery speaker doesn't disappoint too many people. I'm honored to be here to help close out this virtual innovation conference. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Phil Strunk. I'm a history teacher here at Johnson Williams Middle School, and I'm about to become a daddy to a little boy this November. Finding out my wife and I would be parents back in February has been a great source of positivity in the midst of the pandemonium and lack of structure that was involuntarily forced upon us as a nation. And I don't know about you, but it's been nice getting back into a routine and some semblance of normalcy. It's been so good talking with other teachers in my building, catching up, making jokes, and breaking bread from a distance together. As we get ready to start this school year, while I may not be providing instructional strategies or theories during this talk, I hope to be able to provide you with some encouragement as we traverse these uncharted waters of education. This past summer, as my wife and I have been preparing our home for our son, we've had a lot of work to do. We've had to paint walls, put up wallpaper, build shelves, fix the closet door, put together the crib, and the glider that Target assured me would require no assembly, but did in fact require some assembly. And the reason I point that out is because when it comes to being a handyman, I am not blessed with those gifts. To paint you a picture, when our dishwasher was brought to our house last spring, I was told it'd be a 30-minute easy self-installation. 4 to 5 hours later, kicking and screaming, and a plumber coming to fix the pipes, it was finally installed. Fortunately, whenever it came to something more important like the bed that my child will be sleeping in, my wife and I, as we were putting together our nursery, we were not relying solely on my handiwork. I'm blessed with incredible in-laws who came to my house and spent the weekend helping us put together the nursery and even helping with other odds and ends around the house. I was so thankful for this team to help get ready for baby Strunk. Now, how does this relate to education? I'm sorry for bringing it up again, but last spring, we were all thrown for a loop. A virus that was still in its infancy in this country had shut down school buildings. When instruction resumed, I don't know about you, but I was absolutely exhausted every day. I was working all day in front of a screen, providing students with feedback, contacting families, assessing student work, planning lessons, answering questions. And while you'd think it'd be nice to do this from the comfort of my couch, I was so locked into my work, as I know so many other teachers who were too, that it was just exhausting not getting to work directly with my students. There were days that I was up before 8 a.m. and working until well after dinner. And I think we all know this and have seen it on social media, that contrary to what some think, schools didn't close this past spring. We worked to provide students with an education and attempted to create some sort of routine and normalcy in the midst of a chaotic disease that sent us curiously running to the shelves for toilet paper. Was it short notice to have to turn our entire curriculum online last spring? Yes. But just because the days of March and April are over doesn't mean we have to discount the incredible amount of work from last spring. What we did last spring is admirable. Sure, we absolutely have room to grow, and that's the beauty of a growth mindset. Instead of having to beat ourselves up over the spring, let's appreciate the learning opportunities that last spring gave us. Last spring, I had colleagues offering their help from afar, but there were days that I struggled to get out of bed. I was downloading Google Classroom, my school email, and other apps on my phone so that I could be available anytime, anywhere to help students. It was draining, but I wanted to help students grow and learn. I did not give up on my students this spring, and the teachers I've interacted with didn't either. The true shame about this pandemic is that it has essentially pushed us all back into our silos. And this method may have worked 100 years ago in education, but it's not something suitable for 21st century innovation. We are at a pivotal crossroads in education. The virus, with currently no cure, has left us in a challenging predicament. I've seen the posts on Facebook blaming educators across the country for problems related to school reopenings. But what if instead of playing this blame game with people, we blame the virus that has claimed almost 200,000 lives? What if we as a nation, as a community, use this time to draw close together and work on supporting student learning while the scientists work together to solve this public health crisis? What if we stopped looking back with our hand to the plow and instead pressed forward as a united front? We have the ability to set that precedent here in Clarke County Public Schools and in Clarke County in general. The most successful way for us to actualize this concept is for the educators and other stakeholders in our children's education to remember something fundamental. We are on the same team. However, if we're going to say we're on the same team, that means we ourselves, we need to show up to practice too. We cannot go into remote learning with the idea that only emailing electronic worksheets and taking forever to provide feedback will solve the equity issues facing us in education. We're at an innovation conference. We must do more than essentially putting lipstick on a pig when it comes to developing learning opportunities for our students. Our students deserve better. We're building future innovators, problem solvers, critical thinkers. It is our honor to be able to prepare them for the opportunities and challenges ahead in the world. The words encourage, inspire, empower are words that we can't simply say or read on a letterhead. They need to be embedded in our souls as educators. We may not be able to say hi to our students as they enter the class threshold, but we can encourage them by sending them notes of affirmation in an email or on an assignment. And these are things that take a second to write, but last a lifetime for students. We hear and talk so much about growth mindset. How about we help our students develop it? Teach them tools for overcoming obstacles. Encourage them as they make positive steps forward. Teams that only tear each other down typically don't find success. And educators who only tear students down typically don't find success. The way we approach this school year has the ability to inspire or deflate students. Instead of a constant defeatist attitude or an attitude of frustration, how about an attitude of gratitude? Or taking this as an opportunity to choose positivity when the world seeks to articulate a doom and gloom attitude about learning this fall. If we approach this year with the mindset of I can, we will change the trajectory of what critics of education say this fall will look like. And I know we can do this. I've had the opportunity to work with educators across this county. I've heard and seen some of the marvelous things they've done, and I know that there are even more things out there that I'm not aware of. The potential is there. And somewhere at home, there's a student subconsciously longing for a figure of structure, a role model, someone to awaken their potential. It doesn't matter if you've been teaching for 35 years or if this is your first year teaching. You have the potential to be that person for that child. But if we approach this fall as if we are already doomed, we will shut those doors. Open that door. Empower your students. Provide them with learning opportunities that can ignite passion and reveal paths to them that they may not have been aware of before. Be the teacher they talk about years after finishing public education. And at the end of all this, remember, you matter. So you need to take care of yourself and look out for each other. Watch some Netflix, order some pizza, splurge for the extra large sweet tea, go for a jog, work on that manuscript, paint, be still, find something that rejuvenates you. Our task ahead is not easy, so it's important when working with students, we are present in both body and mind. Look out for each other. Offer encouragement to a colleague who could really use it. Invite a colleague to eat lunch with you. Share a cool idea you saw somewhere to a teacher who's getting ready to teach that concept. Don't believe mistruths that may be sloppily hurled across keyboards. If you are working to your highest degree and seeking opportunities to learn and grow in other areas, you need to remember that others do not define your worth. take care of each other to weather the storms of this fall, and we will reap a bountiful harvest and exceed expectations superimposed upon the education community across the nation. Not too long from now, students will be coming into classrooms or signing into Google Meet. Though some buildings may be closed, school is back in session. They're likely nervous about what this year has in store. There are community members cautious about this year. However, we have the ability to calm those worries and anxieties. Rely on your team of teachers to help you provide that high quality of education I hope we all expect ourselves to deliver. Be the difference maker that one student needs in their lives. Be the spark that ignites flames of learning in the hearts of our students. We are all united together. We are Clarke County Public School educators. We want the absolute best for our students. So let's go encourage, inspire, and empower. And whether we're virtual, hybrid, or something else, let's go make this the best year yet. Thank you.